Hi everyone, this is Nathan, and today we're going to look at the Hardcandy Glamoflauge Heavy Duty Concealer. $6. $6 for almost an ounce of product. For a concealer that is this full coverage, it's pretty impressive. And that's actually why a lot of bloggers tend to talk about this product, and it has achieved somewhat of a cult classic status. Whether or not that's deserving, we'll find out. Now, in terms of the formula, it is full coverage, or rather medium to full. It does kind of build pretty easily, but you get a lot of pigment out of this formula. And let's see if we can get some. Okay, so you can see that's a lot. And it builds pretty easily, so there's a lot of things you can cover with it. Now, in terms of the actual formula, it does work well for most skin types, though it is best for those with normal to dry skin. And we'll get to why in just a moment. A lot of teasers here. But it is best for those who have normal to dry skin. And in terms of the color range, you get a good amount of variety there, from the very fair to those who have kind of more of a medium tan skin type. So 4 shades, though there is some rumors about there being a 5th or even a 6th shade out there, it's a little inconsistent and somewhat difficult to find out online because of the way that they advertise the shades. So, but for most, you can be able to find a skin type, though, a skin color. For most people, you'll be able to find a color in your range, although I will say the undertones of these concealers does tend to be a bit neutral to the beigey side. So you can see that this color, this medium is the shade. This should actually be a good match for my skin tone. However, you can see it does have kind of a bit of a grayish undertone to it, especially under these lights, because the undertone has a bit of a beigey undertone to it that just won't work for everyone. Something to consider. Now, on that note of other things to look out for, I did mention that this particular formula is very emollient and it is best for dry skin. It's pretty much an oil-based concealer. So as a result, that does help lend some of that pigment and coverage, but if you have really oily skin, you can even kind of see it's still shiny because of how oily and moisturizing it is. If you have really oily skin, this is going to definitely give you some breakthrough if you're using it on the face to cover breakouts and blemishes. If you're using it under the eye, actually this might work out pretty well for you, but those who have super oily skin, buyer beware there. Now, other things to worry about in terms of what it does cover, it does certainly cover red marks or brown spots after a breakout and under eye circles, though as is the case with most full coverage formulas, it can look too heavy and cakey very quickly. So use a small amount and build up from there. In terms of how to apply it, it's probably better off using a brush for this, because using your fingers, you do get down a lot of pigment pretty quickly, and it's still shiny. Rumor has it that this particular concealer is a dupe for another high-end version, which is the Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo Concealer. No! And the reason why is that the Kat Von D concealer actually has a very matte finish to it. So nothing at all like this particular formula. However, though, this is still a dupe for something, and it is the Amazing Concealer. This particular formula, the Amazing Concealer, is also a full coverage formula that is also oil-based, just like the, we didn't unwrap this first, so just like the Glamoflauge concealer is, and I'll even show you that the formulas there are just as moisturizing from one to the other. So, and here is actually where you can see the undertone differences between the Heavy Duty concealer here and then the Amazing Concealer here. The Amazing Concealer is definitely a much better undertone for my particular skin tone, although both are pretty much just as full coverage. So absolutely, I would say for the cost, the Glamoflauge is definitely a great dupe for the Amazing, and the Amazing Concealer is like $40 for the same amount of product. Definitely something to consider if you want to save a lot of money. In terms of what this would rate, we would have actually rated this a best or 4 stars. It's actually not reviewed officially on Beautypedia, so this is a little exclusive just for you. But we would have rated it 4 stars because it gives you a great amount of coverage. It is definitely inexpensive, $6 for almost an ounce of product, a nice range of shades, and it is fragrance free. I would absolutely recommend it if you have normal to dry skin. Again, if you have oily skin, this is going to be an iffy formula for you, but for $6, you really can't beat the price, and it's definitely inexpensive expensive enough that you can experiment with it. If you've tried this formula, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section below. I'm interested to know what you thought, whether it worked for you or whether it didn't. And then if you enjoyed this, go ahead and subscribe so you can see more videos. Thanks for watching. Rumor has it, though, that this particular formula, the Glamoflauge, is a dupe for another concealer, which is the Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo Concealer. No! And the reason why... Oh, come on! I hit the button! Did you just see that? Thanks.